The clock on our studio wall still reads midnight, but outside, the wind carries whispers of eternity. Welcome back to Radio Insomnia, where time is as fluid as the shifting sands. I'm your host, Alex, and tonight, we're venturing beyond the boundaries of our timeless town into the vast and mysterious desert that surrounds us. Picture this, dear listeners. An endless sea of sand stretching to the horizon in all directions. Dunes rise and fall like waves frozen in time, their shapes ever-changing yet somehow eternal. The sky above is a canvas of stars, so clear and bright. It seems you could reach out and touch them. Our first track tonight is Dune Dreams by the Sand Sirens. Let the hypnotic rhythm of windswept grains carry you into our tale of the living desert.
Of time shifting slow, whispers in the wind, stories etched in sense of glow, secrets begin, June dreams ever-changing sea, deserts lullaby, where nothing's quite what it may seem in sand and starry sky. Footprints fade, mirages rise, whispers in the wind, ancient tales and futures guide. Time recedes, June dreams ever-changing sea, deserts lullaby, where nothing's quite what it may seem in sand and starry sky.
As we step out into this vast expanse, let me tell you about the peculiar nature of our surrounding desert. It's not just a barren wasteland. Oh no. This desert is alive, constantly changing, whispering secrets to those who know how to listen. Do you hear that, listeners? The wind carries more than just sand. Some say if you listen closely, you can hear fragments of conversations from other times, other places. The desert, you see, is a collector of lost words and forgotten stories. It seems we have a caller. You're on Radio Insomnia.
Hi, Alex. This is Maria from the diner. Last week, I took a walk in the desert at sunset. As I watched the dunes, I could have sworn they were moving, rearranging themselves like a giant puzzle. And when I turned back, the town, it was in a different place than where I'd left it. Am I losing my mind?
Ah, Maria, you've witnessed one of the desert's many mysteries. The dunes here are indeed alive in their own way, shifting not just with the wind, but with the ebb and flow of time itself. And our town? Well, its location in relation to the desert is as fluid as the sand beneath our feet. Thank you for sharing that mesmerizing experience. Maria's encounter has set the stage for our next track. Here's Cartography of Impermanence by the Nomad's Compass.
Lines on paper, ever changing, love of shifting sands, landmarks vanish, rearranging, time ephemeral in the cartography of impermanence, we chart the unchartable expanse, where north becomes south in a moment's glance, and distance is but a fleeting dance. Rivers flow where once was stone, deserts fluid grace, mountains rise then more unknown, in time's embrace, in the cartography of impermanence, we chart the unchartable expanse, where north becomes south in a moment's glance, and distance is but a fleeting dance.
You know, listeners, they say that no two journeys through our desert are ever the same. Landmarks appear and disappear, distances stretch and contract, and the very air seems to shimmer with possibilities. It's a place where mirages are real and reality itself might be the illusion. Let me tell you about the Oasis of Moonlit Dreams. It appears only when the moon is full, a shimmering pool of water surrounded by lush vegetation that shouldn't be able to survive in this arid land. Those who drink from its waters report vivid dreams that feel more real than reality itself. Another caller. You're on Radio Insomnia.
Evening, Alex. It's old Jim from the library. I've been studying the old maps of our region, and I've noticed something strange. The maps seem to change every time I look at them. Rivers appear where there was once dry land. Mountains rise and fall like waves. It's as if the desert is rewriting its own geography.
Jim. Your observation touches on one of the fundamental truths of our desert. It defies any attempt to pin it down or define it. Those changing maps? They're not errors, but rather the most accurate representation of our ever-shifting surroundings. Thank you for that fascinating insight. Jim's cartographic conundrum has inspired our next piece. Here's Atlas of the Impossible by the Phantom Geographers.
Ages realities towards eternal. Comprehensive.
impossible, we map the unmappable, where fact and fiction are inseparable, and wonder is inescapable. This of the impossible, we map the unmappable, where fact and fiction are inseparable.
As we continue our exploration of the endless desert, let's talk about some of its more unusual inhabitants. There's the singing cacti, whose melodies can be heard for miles on still nights, each one a unique composition, never to be repeated. Or the chronosnakes, serpentine creatures that seem to move backwards in time, growing younger as we observe them. And then there are the mirage cities, shimmering metropolises that appear on the horizon, full of impossible architecture and teeming with life. But as you approach, they fade away like morning dew under the desert sun. Listen closely, dear insomniacs. Can you hear the phantom symphony of the desert? The whisper of sand, the melody of the wind, the distant echoes of mirage cities. Our next track captures this desert serenade. Here's Symphony of Sands by the Dune Drummers.
Grains of sand, nature's beat, the desert's rhythm, soft as wind whistle, cactus song melody, all night long symphony of sand, the eternal score, tunes conduct with graceful hands in this concert of timeless lands. Mirage cities on their two phantom notes neath the moon. Groaner snakes his time's refrain in his vast sandy terrain. Symphony of sand, the eternal score, evermore. Tunes conduct with graceful hands in this concert of timeless lands.
You know, listeners, some say our desert is not just a place, but a living entity, a vast, patient being that breathes in centuries and dreams in millennia. Its shifting sands are its thoughts, its winds, its whispers, and its mirages, its imagination. It seems we have another caller. You're on Radio Insomnia.
Hey, Alex. It's Tom from the gas station. Something weird happened last night. A traveler came in, said he'd been driving for hours, but his tank was still full. When I looked at his car, the odometer was spinning backwards. He seemed out of sync with time somehow. Is this just another day in our town, or is something stranger happening out in the desert?
Tom, your experience touches on one of the most profound mysteries of our desert. Its relationship with time. Out there, in the endless sands, time doesn't flow in a straight line. It loops, it twists. It sometimes runs backwards or sideways. Your traveler may have driven for subjective hours, while objectively no time passed at all. Thank you for sharing this temporal enigma with us. Tom's tale of time's fluidity in the desert sets the stage for our next track. Here's Chrono Shift Blues by the Temporal Tumbleweeds.
Clock can spin forwards and back. Chrono Shift Blues. Time's a loop, not a linear track. Desert's temporal news. All the chrono shift blues, where yesterday's tomorrow's today. In this timeless desert we lose our grip on time as moments sway. Drove all night, tank still full. Chrono Shift Blues. Time's a riddle hard to mold. Endless sandy temporal cruise. All the chrono shift blues, where yesterday's tomorrow's today. In this timeless desert we lose our grip on time as moments sway.
As the night deepens, or perhaps it's lightening, it's so hard to tell sometimes. Let's turn our attention to one of the most enigmatic features of our desert, the whispering dunes. These towering mountains of sand don't just shift and move, they speak. Travelers report hearing voices in the wind as they pass the whispering dunes. Some hear snippets of conversation from their past. Others claim to have heard prophecies of their future. And a few say they've heard the desert itself, sharing secrets older than time. Can you hear them, listeners? The whispers carried on the wind, the voice of the desert itself. What secrets is it sharing with you tonight? Our final track captures the essence of these mysterious murmurs. Here's Voices in the Wind by the Aeolian echoes.
Whispers ride on grains of sand, voices in the wind, secrets from a timeless land, where past and future blend. Listen to the voices in the wind, tales of what was and what might have been. In the desert's breath, stories unfold of futures untold and past untold. To shift forming words unsaid, voices in the wind, echoes of the living and dead. In this place where time has thinned, listen to the voices in the wind, tales of what was and what might have been. In the desert's breath, stories unfold of futures untold and past untold.
As the last notes of Voices in the Wind fade into the night, we find ourselves once again at the cusp of a dawn that never quite arrives. To those of you who've been with us since the sand began to shift, and to those who've just tuned in, I hope Radio Insomnia has been a comforting companion in the small hours. Remember, dear listeners, that our endless desert is more than just a landscape. It's a keeper of secrets, a teller of tales, a painter of dreams. Its sands hold the memories of countless travelers. Its winds carry whispers from across time and space. And its very existence challenges our understanding of reality. As we prepare to sign off, I invite you to carry a piece of our living desert with you. Let its whispers remind you that the world is far more mysterious and magical than we often remember. That reality is as shifting as the sand, and that every moment is an oasis of possibility in the vast desert of time. From our little town, on the edge of eternity, this is Alex signing off. May you find wonder in the ever-changing landscape of your life, and magic in the whispers of the wind. Until next time, keep your ears open to the secrets of the universe. And remember, in the endless desert of existence, we're all fellow travelers. Radio Insomnia will return when the sands shift again and the desert has new tales to tell. Sleep well or stay awake well, wherever and whenever this broadcast finds you. Soft static begins to fade in, mingling with the sound of wind and shifting sand. You've been listening to Radio Insomnia, broadcasting from the edge of an endless desert where every grain of sand holds a story. Good night, or good morning, or perhaps simply, good journeying.